Our task is to find the domain and range of this curve. Well, if we look a little closer at the point which is quite obviously important in our analysis, we see that it is the point -3, -2. Now what we do is go to that point, and thinking of the domain first, we're going to identify the spot on the x-axis which would help us to find that point. That spot on the x-axis is right there. We're going to put a closed circle there because the point in question does have an x value of -3. In other words, there's a closed circle here, so we'll put a closed circle here. We see then that as this curve moves to the right along itself, that the x values of the points on the curve also increase along like this. And perhaps intuitively we see that as the curve continues on, the x values of the curve as they correspond to the x-axis go out this way. And looking at that x-axis now and thinking of it as a number line, we can come up with a statement for the domain. Similarly, we think of the y-axis as a vertical number line, and we begin with the first point there having the coordinates -3, -2. Well, we're not going to consider the -3 now, we're going to consider the -2. We're going to put a closed circle there, and because we're only considering the second element in each ordered pair, as we travel along the line, along the curve itself, we're going to see that the points correspond on the y-axis in this manner. This is a curve which is going to have infinitely high y values eventually. That's what's indicated by this arrow. So our task now is to determine what is this statement and set notation of this horizontal number line, and what is the statement and set notation of this vertical. So one way we could state the horizontal, it would appear that our least x value is -3, and from there we get increasingly greater. Our statement could say that the domain is the set of all x element of the real such that x is greater than or equal to -3. Perhaps a better way of putting it is the domain is the set of all x's such that x is greater than or equal to -3 and x is an element of the real number system. We come back and look at our vertical, and we see that our least y value is -2, and from there our y values appear to increase and get infinitely high, so infinitely great I should say. So our range is the set of all y's that are elements of the real such that y is greater than or equal to -2, or perhaps again a better way of writing that is y such that y is greater than or equal to -2 and y is a real number.